Love or hate Starfield, it has become a sensation around the internet, around social media, with many hating on it because it's coming on Xbox and not coming on the platform of their choice, that is PlayStation. And of course, those that are finally getting a massive exclusive on their platform are cherishing it. Starfield, no matter how you look at it, good or badly reviewed, is going to be potentially one of the biggest games of the year. Baldur's Gate is up there with it, but can it actually tip? Now, if things were going to get reviewed fairly, and we're going to get into this segment because it is very important, I think it potentially could do. I think maybe the engine that it's running on might hold it back a little bit in terms of graphical fidelity, potentially. I mean, they have been working on the engine for as long as I can remember now. Even though they've been upgrading it, maybe it's time for a new engine. Who knows? But one thing that is for certain, the game is huge, the game is massive, and you cannot land on a gas giant. Science 101, people. It just isn't possible. But what is possible is the fact that you guys absolutely smashed my previous target of 250 likes. I'm not just talking smash. You took that target and you just railroaded it. As of the making of this video, I asked for 250 likes. You guys gave me 2,500 likes, people. Loving it. So in today's video, I'm going to set that challenge to 300. Just a humble 300. Let's see if you can smash it. But seriously, thank you so much for your support in the previous video. We got over 600 subs, which is amazing. Over 35,000 views. I'm really appreciative of all the support you have shown me. I am going through your comments. I mean, in the previous video, there was over 600. I think I'm through like 300 of them now. I have been responding to the ones that, there is a conversation to have. So I just wanted to say a massive thank you. And if you do find this video informative, or you simply just enjoy it, do consider hitting that subscribe button, hit that like, and on with the video. Now, I actually wanted to start this video with this because this, I think, sums up the ridiculousness and the stupidity of some of the PlayStation fans out there and just some of the Starfield haters out there. Now, you've got this conversation going on in this subreddit or wherever it is, but what they don't realize, I mean, they're looking at these images here and they are saying how they look so trash, low polygon, and they look like basically a poor graphical fidelity presentation, right? They're saying that the graphics on these look absolutely terrible. Crap. They're looking like PS4 or PS2 graphics, right? They're going back to like 2 gens ago. And Starfield derangement syndrome is real. Man said, let's wait for the final build because the image don't look good. Little does he know, these are real photos from Mars taken by a NASA rover. So he's actually looking at real photos of Mars taken by a NASA rover, and he is actually turning around and saying that they look bad and that they look crap and they don't, the polygon count on them looks so fake and so poor. Starfield haters are calling real life poor quality now. This can't be real, bro. I mean, how stupid are you? People's stupidity has been showing a lot lately ever since we got close to Starfield's launch. Gamer roast Starfield for having bad graphics. Turns out they were looking at NASA photos of Mars. I mean, I love the Picard pic because it's perfect. I mean, there is a triple Picard facepalm gif somewhere. I really need to find that at time. But how do you look at real NASA photos and then turn around and go, my dude, these are trash. Look at the low polygon count on them. And they're the real thing. They're the genuine article. Starfield haters never change. The more stupid you are, the more laughs you bring and content you bring me to entertain everyone else with. Keep it up. So, we come over here with the PC top sellers on Steam right now for global. Starfield has hit #1, and it's been #1 for a couple of weeks now, maybe 3, but at least the last 2 weeks that I've been checking, it has been number 1. I'm actually surprised not to see the Steam Deck there, because that normally is there at either number 2 or 3, which was kind of sus to be fair. But it is really nice to see that Starfield has finally maintained that number 1 spot. Good stuff. So it does show that people are very excited for this game and do want to play it. Next up, we have IGN at it again, and Stella here, who has never played the game and has decided that she wanted to give an early impressions review of the game, says the game is okay. I don't even know how this got past IGN's editorial to allow her to be able to talk about the game in any fashion without even playing it. It's really unprofessional. I get people want to give opinions on trailers, but to go as far as saying that the story seems like an afterthought, either A, she knows people that are playing it internally right now and has broken NDA, which is, you know, bad in itself, or B, she's full of shit, which, as we know with IGN, they generally are when it comes to Xbox, so do with that as you will. Next up, we have this tweet here. Now, McQuack306 is pretty much a PlayStation fanboy. However, he is actually quite fair when it comes to actually looking at things from both sides. He does play Xbox games, he does play PlayStation games, he is more affiliated with PlayStation, but despite our numerous disagreements, I actually find his conversations and reasonings actually really down to earth and fair, which is why I actually really like him, especially considering all the others on the internet. But he says, an IGN staff member just posted her opinion of Starfield without ever playing the game, but only hearing about it. You would think that someone in games media would know better, but there's a distinct smell coming from that site that just does not care for anything Xbox. And I know Destin is there and he has complete loyalty to IGN. I respect that because that company pretty much made him and his career, so you don't bite the hand that feeds you. But honestly, IGN, there is really no defense for that publication at all anymore, especially with just the past antics that they've done over the past few weeks alone. We're not even going to go back to a few months. Just the past few weeks is enough to show you their biasness towards Xbox. And you have to ask, where does it stem from? You know, it's everyone can see it. It's crazy. Next up, we have this. Now, a lot of reviewers have actually been crying that they have not got access to the review codes. And they were like, oh, but we don't have access. We just wanted to let everyone know that we didn't get access to review codes. And it's not fair. It turns out a lot of the UK communities publications didn't actually get it, but EuroGamer was one to make a pretty big stink about it. So let's actually listen to this video and see what they have to say about Starfield. And for the record, I'm not saying they have to like the game. My only request is that no matter who's reviewing it, be it SkillUp, ACG, Angry Joe, IGN, EuroGamer, anyone, if you are going to review a game, go into it with an open mind and without any bias that will affect your overall view of the game because of a platform. Let's listen to what they have to say. It's only a minute long.
Prepare for the most comprehensive deep dive we've ever done for the biggest game.
I mean, look at those faces. They're just bored already.
And enjoy Starfield Direct.
Open mind, open mind.
Yeah, we're going in with an open mind.
I'm sure you are.
Definitely.
I'm sure you are.
Now, Starfield, this is it. Tell us why we should be interested in this game.
I love the Starfield logo.
Yeah, I love this branding. I thought it was going to be like,
gorgeous.
I thought it was going to be like retrofuturism, like Alien.
It is a bit 60s, yeah.
Would
or
have
70s.
loved that, but it feels, I don't know.
What a brown planet.
Starfield is our
Aoife, you
first new
manifested
universe,
this.
unlimited possibilities.
And a filter from
But this time,
2014.
it's not
Yeah,
full
see, I
star
just prefer
systems
them when they
with
talk
new
when they
life,
zero in and talk
resources,
about
and
like
adventures.
the experiences. Don't talk about these thousands of worlds. I don't care about that.
Dogfighting in space
I hate
and
dogfighting in
exploring
any game.
derelict ships.
Together until we either find an artifact
She's
or
got
this
a
lead
voice that
runs
could
dry.
cut glass. Because I
And if
can't,
you're
I
looking
can't
for a
get
little
really
extra
excited
help on
about
your
this
ship,
sort of
you
stuff
can
where it's like,
always
oh,
hire
you get
additional
because
crew at
it's
spaceports.
always very surface level.
I mean, though this was chopped and changed and whatnot, it's very clear that EuroGamer isn't really interested in giving this game a fair chance. But let's be realistic. Boring ass planets. I don't like space flights. What are you... Wait, it's a space game. It's a space RPG. If you... I don't even know. But we have over here, Hyped says, thank you Microsoft for not providing major publications a review copy for Starfield. Now these publications, out of their anger, will give lower score to Starfield eventually, and I am here for it. Like, this dude is pathetic. But, you know, I don't need to tell you that, right? And here's Metro. We didn't get a Starfield review copy, and neither did many other outlets. Here's why. They go off on a mass tangent in the article, just completely shitting over everything. It's a pretty big shit show. But this is the point where I find that I am happy that they've skipped Metro. No website or YouTuber is entitled to a Starfield review code from Xbox Bethesda. It is a privilege. And, you know, Peter isn't the only one that says this. ACG has said this. A lot of other people have said this as well. Even David Jaffe has said, you are not entitled to a review code. If you're building your whole website based on early review codes, you will not last long. Find something else to diverge into. And that was from David Jaffe, right? You were all silent when PlayStation refused to give a review codes after he criticized their games. So PlayStation do this all the time, right? PlayStation refused to give people codes if they shit on a game. I'm one of those people where because I wasn't happy with one of the games, I actually am not given a review code anymore. So it's a prime example. And you are silent when Metro scored down a game for simply being on Xbox. And this is the point, right? Which is a good job because it's the best exclusive on Xbox Series X. Admittedly, that's not saying much, given this is also the first Xbox Series X exclusive to be published by Microsoft themselves. The wasteland that has been the Xbox release schedules for the last few years limits the accolades we can give the game. So basically, they actually knocked off points because there wasn't enough Xbox games coming out in the past. Why on earth would I give Metro, and trust me, I live in the UK, this is one of the worst dog shit tabloids you can actually get. It's free for a reason. Why on earth would I give them a review copy when they're gonna just go out their way and shit on it? Why? Why would I do that? Go buy the game if you want to review it. You know, there is no way that I would give them a review code. I would blacklist them entirely, personally. Every time they've reviewed an Xbox game, it's been full of crap. Even if the game is good, they will find something in there to make it look bad. It's just embarrassing. Again, here, Metro, Bethesda is withholding Starfield review copies in the UK. There is another thing that I actually considered that this might be the reason for them withholding, and that's the CMA. I think maybe there was some CMA influence here with the ongoing political drama that is within the UK. Maybe Microsoft just trying to wag their finger around a little bit. Who knows? But publishers withholding review copies before launch is not unusual, just as it's not unheard of for film companies not to show a movie in advance for critics. But there's usually only one thing that means, and everyone, including reviewers and the general public, know it. The game or film is no good. So they've already decided that this game is shit. I mean, the Metro has already made that distinction that this game is shit because they did not get a review copy. But if they got the review copy, they would have shit on the game anyway. They would have found something in a far distant planet and said, look at this. We don't care about the rest of the game. Just look at this. And they would have done that. Despite us having been in contact for several weeks, we do not have a review copy yet and have only been promised one at the end of the month. We now suspect that it will not be until Thursday, August 31st, as we understand the general review embargo is on Thursday 5 PM BST. No one is entitled to a review code, and if you are going to shit on a game from a company all the time, guess what? You won't get the review code when the time comes for big games to come along. Again, we have this here. Don't be fooled by the UK media. They knew exactly what they were doing when they were trying to get the deal from Microsoft Activision terminated in the UK. Now they're trying to play the victim. All of these companies. Metro was trying to get Activision Blizzard deal blocked. They were finding all sorts of stuff, pushing it forward to the CMA and the FTC. All of these publications. Game Industry Biz was doing it. They were all doing it. They were all doing it. And, you know, it's no surprise when you look at the companies over here on the side. You know, VGC, Push Square, Eurogamer. I mean, even Digital Foundry, to a certain extent, I respect what they do. But some of their analysis at, 900 zoom, 1200 zoom? It's a bit stupid, right? No one is going to sit there with a magnifying glass while they're playing their video games to look at 1200 zoom. It's not going to happen. So why is it even considered looking at? But there you go. But this one is probably the funniest one I've seen in a while. It actually managed to get its own byline. Starfield hater, and we all know who we're talking about. We're talking about the S-Class gamer. You know exactly who we're talking about. Becomes a laughing stock after basic astronomy blunder. I mean, this made it so big. I mean, I thought my video was great yesterday regarding this, but holy crap, I did not expect this to happen. It's crazy. Oh man, and it gets better, right? It gets better. So when we actually go here, oh, how the education system has failed us. The S-Class gamer, it has failed him. It has failed him in many, many different ways. But that's not all. He actually got his own community notes on, oh my god, Saturn, like any gas giant, does not have a solid surface on which a spacecraft can land on, as it is mostly composed of hydrogen and helium. Flying through it would be very difficult due to the extreme levels of pressure and very high temperatures. It would also be pitch dark. I guess they're just trying to educate him a little more. And this is from solarsystem.nasa.gov, right? So this isn't like some made up bullshit. And then it gets better as he tries to double down. When they say these are gas giants though, nowhere to walk on. Why not? It's a video game with alien creatures and jetpack and spaceships shaped like robots. Why is the line drawn on gas giant? Like, how can the indefensible? How can you defend the indefensible? How can you rationalize with the irrational? I mean, instead of just staying quiet and just letting it blow over, my dude tries to double down that going from landing on a gas planet. I mean, it's a giant gas planet. He tries to... I mean, sure, it's a video game. I get it. But let's be realistic, people. If you could land on the gas giant, everyone would be laughing at them because you're landing on a gas giant. So staying factual is the way to go. In summary, I think the biggest news here is the fact that UK review outlets haven't actually got the review code. They're going to get it tomorrow. I will be streaming this game day one. I haven't decided if I'm going to stream it here or over at Twitch. I'm going to create a poll on my community section for those of you that want to check out the stream. And just have a Twitch or YouTube, and you can pick whichever one you want. I think the review codes not going out may have partially been related to the whole CMA situation, for good or bad, I don't know. But at the same time, the majority of the UK publications that didn't get them, I think most of them didn't get them, but the majority of them are PlayStation centric. Why would they send it to PlayStation centric publications that only want to promote PlayStation and not promote Xbox? And at the end of the day, as David Jaffe has been saying, and I'm putting the tweet on screen right now, if you've built your business on access to early games to review to draw traffic, then A, you get what you deserve when you piss off the people who provide you that access, and B, other than the top 1%, your biz model is acquainted and not long for this world. But it's the first point that you look at. You can criticize a game. You can, be critical about a game. If it deserves it, You can be, but you can be critical in a constructive way. You don't have to completely and utterly turn around and say, right, this game is clearly an 8 out of 10, but because the previous games on Xbox have been quite barren, we're going to give it a 6 out of 10. Metro, I'm looking at you. Or simply, this game deserves an 8 out of 10, but we're going to give it a 6 out of 10 because it's on Xbox. Other publications that are PlayStation centric, we're looking at you. At the end of the day, if you are going to bite the hand that feeds you, do not expect them to give you their hand again. They don't want to be bitten. They're not asking you to lie in a review. What they're saying is to be honest, but constructive. If something is bad, explain why it's bad and what they could have done to make it better. Instead, they don't do that. They just completely and negatize a game on a review just for the clicks. Kotaku, we're looking at you. You are 100% like the king of this. I thought IGN were bad, but you are on another level. So when it comes to this sort of behavior, you kind of get what you deserve. So whether the influence in the UK is done because of the CMA or the fact that a lot of them are pro PlayStation, regardless of how you're looking at it, if they don't want to give you a review code, they don't have to give you a review code. I didn't get one. I know people that are much smaller than me that got one, but I didn't get one. I'm not going to cry about it. At the end of the day, it is what it is. I'll have my impressions video. There's no point in me doing a full blown out review because everyone will have seen a review, but I'll give my impressions after maybe about 20 hours and give my overall thoughts on it, which I'm sure some of you may be interested in. But I think Jaffe has it right here. And in that regard, it is what it is. But no matter which way you look at it, no matter how you look at it, we will always have the S-Class gamer. He has now gone down in history. He even has his own community notes. He even has his own article. Thanks so much for watching. And if you are enjoying the content, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It is free. It's not like I'm asking for Patreon or I'm asking you to join my YouTube membership or anything. I'm just asking for a free click, and that is it. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Remain legend.